Welcome to Railroading Lore, History, and More. We will be chasing trains and chasing stories about the golden age of railroading. Hobos, haunts, and history are all included in your ticket price. Welcome to the most spine-chilling, knee-knocking, teeth-chattering railroad stories to ever come down the line. This video will probably get banned in Saratoga, Texas, due to the secrets that will be revealed. We will delve into the horror of the bygone days of railroading. Brace yourself as we explore the Saratoga Lights in Texas, the Gurdon Lights in South Arkansas, the Chapel Hill Ghost Lights in Tennessee, and the Mako Lights in North Carolina. Prepare for a rail journey where the supernatural meets the absurd. Our first stop is the Big Thicket in southeast Texas, home to the infamous Saratoga Lights. Imagine driving down a dark, unpaved road only to see an eerie orb of dancing light in the distance. Locals say it's the spirit of a railroad worker holding a lantern, searching for his missing head. But here's the kicker. The light often appears just as you're about to run out of gas. Bragg Road, also known as the Ghost Road, is a 7-mile stretch in the Big Thicket, originally built as a railroad bed for the Santa Fe line from Bragg Station to Saratoga in 1901. The tracks were removed in 1934, but the road remains and has become a popular route for thrill seekers. A young man who will go unnamed shared this tale with his girlfriend's father.
Now, sir, I swear we weren't just out for a joyride. You know, we were doing some late-night research on local legends, for a school project. But then, out of nowhere, the car just ran out of gas on Bragg Road. I think that ghost might have siphoned it, for his lantern or something.
Mysterious, indeed. There are various theories about the origin of the lights. Some say the ghostly railroad worker is searching for his head. Some believe they are caused by swamp gas. Some think they are the reflections of car headlights in the dense foliage. Despite the spooky tales, Bragg Road is a popular spot for thrill seekers who drive down the road at night hoping for a glimpse of the legendary lights.
So here's the dilemma. How can a headless ghost ever find his missing head when the head has the eyes and the torso's holding the lantern? It's the classic case of the blind leading the, headless. Does he just stumble around bumping into things, relying on sheer luck and some ghostly intuition? Or perhaps there's a spectral game of Marco Polo being played out here. One thing's for sure, it'd be hard to keep your head in the game.
Thank you, Taylor, for your input. Next, we travel to Gurdon, Arkansas, where the Gurdon Lights haunt the railroad tracks. This bluish-green light is said to be the lantern of another headless railroad worker, forever searching for his head. But here's the twist. The light is so reliable, you can set your watch by it.
It's like the ghost has a schedule every night at 10 o'clock. There it is, floating along the tracks. It's almost comforting if you ignore the whole headless thing.
According to the most popular legend, a railroad worker named William McLean was murdered in 1931 during a dispute with a fellow worker. The attacker used a spike hammer, and McLean's ghost is believed to be seeking justice and perhaps his missing head.
Hey, haven't I heard this story before? Oh, right. It's like a ghostly version of Deja Vu.
The light itself is described as a bluish, white, or sometimes orange glow that appears near the old railroad tracks. It moves through the trees and along the tracks, often bobbing as if carried by an unseen hand. The light has been a subject of fascination and fear, drawing curious visitors and paranormal enthusiasts alike. Many believe it is indeed the ghost of William McLean, carrying his lantern as he searches the tracks. Some folks suggest the lights are a reflection from car headlights on nearby Interstate 30 that reports predate the construction. Scientific theory posits that the light could be caused by piezoelectric effect, where quartz crystals in the ground generate light when compressed by geological activity. The Burden Lights have been featured on Unsolved Mysteries and Mysteries at the Museum. It remains a popular Halloween tradition, with many people venturing into the woods to catch a glimpse of the mysterious lights. Our journey continues to Chapel Hill, Tennessee, where the Chapel Hill ghost light roams the railroad tracks. Legend has it this light is a lantern of a headless signalman searching for his lost head.
Wait, what? Maybe all these headless railroad workers just swapping spooky tales at their spectral union meetings.
Hey, you hear the one about the guy in Girton?
Same headless problem on different tracks.
Imagine a moonless night in Chapel Hill, Tennessee. The air is thick with the scent of pine and the distant hoot of an owl in stillness. You find yourself standing on the old L&N railroad tracks. The darkness around you is almost tangible. Suddenly a faint glow appears in the distance, bobbing and weaving as it approaches. This is the Chapel Hill ghost light, an eerie orb that seems to float just above the ground. As it gets closer, the light intensifies, casting long, flickering shadows that dance among the trees. The scene is both spooky and mesmerizing. The light moves with an almost purposeful intent, yet there's an unsettling randomness to its path. It stops and starts, and sometimes disappearing only to reappear behind you as if playing a ghostly game of hide and seek. The silence is only broken by the distant sound of a train whistle. You can't shake the feeling that you're being watched, and every hair on your body stands on end. Despite the fear, there's a strange allure to the light, drawing you in with its ghostly glow.
One time, I saw the light bobbing up and down, and then it just fell to the ground. I guess even ghosts have clumsy nights.
After all, he can't find his head. I don't even know why he has a lantern.
As you stand there, heart pounding, you can't help but wonder about the tragic tale behind the light. Is it really the spirit of a headless signalman? Or is there another explanation? Whatever the truth, the Chapel Hill ghost remains one of Tennessee's most haunting and mysterious legends. It reminds us that even in the spectral realm, nobody is perfect. Sometimes you just have to laugh at life's or afterlife's little mishaps. As I continue to share these scary stories, I find myself becoming more and more afraid. Afraid I will get reported to the DRD, also known as the Department of Redundancy Department, for repeating the same storyline repeatedly. Our neighbors in Saratoga, Texas will not be thrilled.
Yeah, especially since they heard all these stories more times than they've actually seen the lights.
Our last stop will be at Mako Station in North Carolina. The story behind the Mako lights date back to a tragic accident in 1867 near Mako Station, a small rural area west of Wilmington. According to legend, a train conductor named Joe Baldwin was decapitated in a collision while trying to signal an oncoming train with his lantern.
Okay, let me guess. Ever since then, his ghostly image has been seen bobbing along the tracks as old Joe searches for his missing head.
Come on, man, at least Joe was a hero. The Mako light is a master of hide and seek, keeping visitors on their toes and their hearts racing. Also known as the Ghost at Mako Station, it is one of North Carolina's most famous supernatural phenomena. So here's a closer look at this mystery. For over a century, people reported seeing a mysterious light along the railroad tracks. The light is often described as an orb-shaped glow that moves along the tracks. It can vary in color, typically appearing in white or yellow, and sometimes even red. It would often disappear when approached, only to reappear behind the observer.
Dude, tried to get close to it, but it vanished. Next thing I know, it's behind me. I nearly jumped out of my skin. Talk about an out-of-body experience.
Some theories have been proposed to explain the Mako lights. Many believe it is indeed the spirit of Joe Baldwin eternally searching for his head. Some believe it could be caused by swamp gas or some other atmospheric phenomena. Another story is that the light is a reflection of the car headlights. At least one man thinks I keep repeating myself. So it's about time to take this journey home to the depot. While each of these ghost lights has its own unique story, they share common themes of tragedy and mystery and lanterns. From the gas-stealing antics of the Saratoga lights to the punctuality of the Gurdon lights, the clumsiness of the Chapel Hill ghost light, and the hide-and-seek skills of the Mako light. These spectral phenomena remind us that even in the afterlife, there's room for a laugh or two. These stories are a testament to the dedication of ghostly railroad workers everywhere. Even in the afterlife, they're still on the job. So next time you find yourself on an old dark railroad track, keep an eye out for those ghostly lights. You might just discover that the light at the end of the line is actually a speeding ghost train. And who knows, you might end up losing your head and joining the ranks of those wandering spirits, forever searching but never finding. Until then, stay spooky and keep chasing those phantom trains.
Just remember to bring a full tank of gas. Wait a minute, I thought this was supposed to be scary. We just get the same story about a bunch of clumsy ghosts just brooking around for their heads. At least they got lanterns.